Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to bringing the Vision video. What if you guys today are the best SMG talents for patch 1.8. If you guys didn't know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago I made a video talking about assault rifle talents you should be using when this patch comes out. If you guys didn't see that, I will leave a link in the description below. You guys can check that out and get a general idea of what you should be using. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to be talking about SMGs and what you should be running on your SMGs when 1.8 comes out. So if you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and let's get right into this. Now the main point of this video is going to be talking about talents for damage in PvP. I'm not really going to be mentioning like survivability talent or anything like that, like predatory or sustained, anything like that. I'm mainly going to be talking about damage talents. If you just want to kill people quickly in PvP, this is what you should use. So the first one is very obvious, and that is Deadly. Deadly is probably the best, in my opinion, talent for SMGs since you do have a lot of crit chance already. You don't really have to focus about that, and you pretty much crit every other bullet. So using Deadly for the 15% extra critical hit damage is very important, and all it really requires is 3,800 firearms. So pretty much any build you're using, unless you're using like a full electronics build, you will have Deadly unlocked right away. The next talent you guys want to be using is very important as well, and that is Responsive. In my opinion, if you do a combination between Deadly, Responsive, and a third talent of your choice, you will have a very good SMG build and an SMG weapon. But pretty much Responsive, as you guys know, it increases your damage when you are closer than 10 meters, and with SMGs, you're always going to be closer, you're always going to be in their face, so having Responsive is a no-brainer, and it also only takes 4,700 firearms and 2,800 stamina to unlock it on your build. The next weapon talent I have for you guys is one of my favorites in the game for both SMGs and assault rifles. But what it is Competent. Now Competent is very good, as I said, for assault rifles, for SMGs. The only thing you really have to do is make sure you have a little bit of skill haste on your build. If you don't have any, if you have like 9% or less than that, or even like 10%, using Competent isn't really the best idea because you won't really be able to use it a lot. And what it pretty much does is it gives you a 10% increase towards your damage for 15 seconds after using a skill. So if you are new to the game, or if you're just coming back to the game and you're making a kind of damage build and you just want to use Competent but you don't have a lot of skill haste, that pretty much won't work out the best. As I said, you just need a little bit of skill haste. I know most of you guys already know this, but for anyone that's new to the game or anyone that's coming back, just make sure you take that into perspective and have a little bit of skill haste if you're using this talent. Up next we have Unforgiving. Now Unforgiving is a very good talent to use in your last slot. It's very reliable, even for PvP or PvE. It's just a overall very balanced talent and just really good on pretty much submachine guns or assault rifles. You kind of want to go a different route. I mean, it's still not bad on assault rifles, but for SMGs, Unforgiving is really good. So pretty much what it does is missing health segments increases your damage. So one missing segment increases your damage by 10%. 2 missing segments increases your damage by 25%. So if you're making a damage build and you don't have a lot of stamina or health on your build, using Unforgiving is very good. And also if you do have a lot of health and if you do have a lot of toughness on your build, having Unforgiving is good as well, because in that last slot you're going to be doing way more damage, and that last slot is going to last you for a little bit longer if you're stacked into stamina or health a lot. The one thing you guys want to make sure is you have it in the last slot, because it does require you to have a lot of stamina. So if you're going for a kind of hybrid build or a little bit more of a damage build, having Unforgiving in like the middle slot or the first slot isn't really the best idea. So make sure you have it in the last slot so you unlock all the requirements. Another talent I would recommend using in the last slot is Hurried. Now Hurried is actually really good and really fun to use. If you're playing Last Stand, this is where it kind of comes into play a lot, and it's very reliable because how much things go on at the same time and how many enemies you can fight potentially at one time. And having Hurried pretty much just increases your reload speed whenever you do crits. And with SMGs, you do crits a lot, obviously, so having Hurried, you're going to be reloading in like 1 second. And if you manage to get something like Deadly, Responsive, and Hurried on your weapon, it will be very good for PvP. The final weapon talent you guys should take in consideration is Vicious. Now Vicious is really good if you have a lot of skill power on your build. If you don't, and you don't have, good heals or anything like that, using Vicious in my opinion is kind of useless, because it does require you to have 2 segments or more to unlock the 10% critical hit chance on your gun. So I like using it when I have a really good booster shot and pretty much have it in my last slot, because Vicious does take 4700 stamina to unlock. So if you do have something like Deadly, Responsive, or Deadly, Competent, and Vicious, and you are using a booster shot with very good healing, and you also have Vigorous on so you can get the overshield, if you have a build like that, having Vicious, it will be very good for the burst damage, and you're just going to melt anyone really quickly. Because for example, let's say you have already 40% crit chance on your build. When you pop that booster shot, when you pop that pulse, and whenever you activate your Vicious, that burst damage is going to be insane on that player. So like I said, if you want to use this, if you want to make this, just make sure you have the talent in the last slot so you don't have to use that much stamina. But anyways, that is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for my videos, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I respond to all my comments. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Trust you, okay, can you real address? I can't trust you, okay, can you real address? It don't mean that be like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trap house.